Hello everyone, Hogwarts Legacy is finally here and I'm going to be going for every single achievement in the game. Now, just as a disclaimer, I don't want to spoil the story for anyone, so what I'm going to do is I'll show the story related achievements, but I'll try and leave as much of the spoilers out as I can so everyone can enjoy the game themselves in the future. Let's get into it. I'm definitely more pale than that, I go for achievements. Now, whilst I agonise over every detail of my character's appearance, let's outline our plan for getting every achievement done. Coming into the game, PowerPix estimated the completion at between 60 and 80 hours. At the time of starting this, I don't think anyone had completed it, so it was just an estimate. There aren't any missable achievements in the game, although you do need 3 partial playthroughs to mop up everything at the end. Because of this, it meant I could just play through the story and the side missions to start with, taking my time and just enjoying myself. Once that's done, we'll then tie up any miscellaneous achievements that we're missing and we'll start on the mammoth list of collectibles. Now, this game has something like 1,000 collectibles.
And bloody hell!
Fortunately, the in-game trackers are excellent, so it isn't as daunting as it sounds, but it is still a bit of a task. Finally, we'll do our 3 partial playthroughs that I mentioned and get our final few achievements.
None of the above.
Now, for some reason, my first few achievements didn't physically pop up, although I did unlock them. I realised there's some fixed it afterwards, but for now, just watch me getting shafted by the sorting hat, and imagine an achievement popping at the end of it.
I'll go ambition. I reckon I'm going to get Hufflepuff. Actually, I'm getting Ravenclaw, I'm calling it now. Fuck!
Shortly afterwards, I finished my first class and got my next achievement. Once again, this one didn't pop, but I'll do a little overlay here, and after that, every future achievement should pop, I hope.
Okie dokie.
After completing our first few classes, the main quest takes us to Hogsmeade. This is the main area of interest outside of Hogwarts. It's a large town with shops to buy new brooms, wands, potion ingredients, and everything in between. As you can see, whilst we're here, we're attacked by a troll, but upon defeating it, we're awarded with our next achievement. After arriving back at Hogwarts, I finally start to realise just how much detail has gone into this game and all the fun little things you notice along the way. First of all, I'm changing my outfit and I notice my amazing pyjamas I've got on underneath.
Oh, yes. Okay, here we go.
You find some hidden doors early on.
Oh.
There was a doorway hidden within the portrait.
I love it. I just love all the secrets. I really do.
There's hats, which is always the best way to my heart.
Oh my god, this is my kind of shop. Meow meow. Meow meow.
Singing frogs, don't really know why, but I won't question it.
Frog choir. I mean, the guys have some skill.
And there's also this guy who, I mean, he's kind of funny, but also, well, you'll see.
He tried to stop me, did rancorous carp, sought to trap me, confine me inside of a jar. But he failed, as did his containment charm.
What an annoying little twat.
Shortly afterwards, we're back in combat and we go to the next achievement. This is fusing ancient magic for the first time. Now, my fat head is currently blocking it, but in the bottom right corner there are ancient magic bars which you can fill up whilst in combat. Once they're filled up, you can activate them using the bumpers, and this unleashes a super powerful attack. We need to try and ensure we use this on all future enemy types because there is another achievement related to this.
Keen sense of spell. Invoke ancient magic for the first time.
Whilst exploring, we then ran into some Dugbogs. These guys have a lot of defense and a lot of health, but this actually worked in our favour. We managed to get a 100 combo without getting hit, and that got us our next achievement. After progressing through the story slightly further, we then get a very important achievement. This one was for reaching the map room as Slytherin, and this is actually where the partial playthrough achievements come in. So you need to get this same achievement with all of the other houses as well, which means you need to play at least 2 or 3 hours of the game with each house. As this was my first playthrough and I was just exploring and enjoying myself, it did take about 7 or 8 hours to get here first time round.
Oh, okay. Find the map chamber as a Slytherin.
We also unlocked talent points and the ability to spend them here. Now this is essentially like a skill tree that gives you upgrades for different things in the game. You get 1 point per level, and as we were already past level 5, we could instantly spend 5 now it was unlocked and get another achievement as well.
The map chamber. For achievement. A talent for spending. Spend 5 talent points.
Whilst exploring shortly afterwards, we got our next achievement. Now this was Follow the Butterflies, and it's one of the many collectibles in the game. Now I'll cover the collectibles properly later on when we go through all of them, but at the moment we just happen to run into this along the way. Butterflies don't actually appear as a collectible on the map by default, but if you pass them they will show on your map. If you then follow them, they'll lead you to a location and reveal a chest, which is a collectible chest. We did this and unknowingly got an achievement for it.
Well, look what we have here.
Oh, follow the butterflies. Follow butterflies to a treasure.
Now, I somehow didn't record 2 achievements. I was quite ill playing this game, so that's my excuse. The first one was a story related one, and the next one was for completing all of the battle arenas. These are just 5 waves of enemies, and there's like 2 or 3 of them, but they're quite fun. So I'll just chuck them up. Now, in the background, you'll see me getting my next actual achievement here. This is something that you're supposed to do towards the end of the game, and it's for visiting the highest point in the whole of Hogwarts. It seems for some reason, though, you can glitch there early, force your broom through an area you're not supposed to go, and get it way ahead of time. So I landed up there when I shouldn't have, unlocked the door now that I had Alohomora, which is a spell that you use to open all of the locks in the game, and I popped my achievement.
Room with a view.
Now that we're a bit further into the story and we have a bunch more stuff unlocked, we knock out some of the miscellaneous achievements at this point. In the background you can see we're in the Room of Requirement. This is essentially like our own little hub area that we can customise to our needs. You can put things like potion stands and plant pots, which helps you obviously make potions and also grow consumable items that you can use. You can also put down looms in here, which is what you use to upgrade your gear. Down the line you also get vivariums, which is where you place your pets. Now we haven't got to that quite yet, but I'll show you when the time comes.
You stupid.
They're not.
What's 9 plus 10?
21.
You stupid.
Very nice.
Now, there was no time for crying over spilled milk as we popped our next achievement straight afterwards for, well, I'd say abusing a cow. Fortunately, it gets up and runs away at the end, so I don't feel too bad.
There we go, spilled milk achievement. Very sorry, young sir. Thank you for that.
2 more quick miscellaneous achievements popped here for us. The first one was to stun 10 different enemies with the mandrake. These are one of the plants that we grew earlier, so we had an excess amount of them at this point in time. They're like a consumable, and when you activate it, it stuns nearby enemies. Nice and easy.
The root of the problem, stun 10 different enemies using a mandrake. I might have got that in literally like one group then.
The other achievement we got was for fully upgrading a piece of gear, so this just requires some resources, but once again, because we've been making some progress, we've collected enough to get that done nice and easily.
3rd time's a charm. Upgrade a piece of gear 3 times.
Now, after this quite awesome cutscene, we get another achievement. This one's story related, although it might be a side quest, not our main mission. Regardless, once this finishes, we save a dragon and we pop another achievement.
I shall see you back at the castle.
Now, after all that excitement, it's back to school we go. We complete our final few assignments, earning the transformation spell and getting an achievement for unlocking all spells. Because we finally finished the final assignment as well, we complete all tiers of the challenge and earn a second achievement. Our final miscellaneous achievement for the time being is to kill 50 enemies using petrific toads. I don't know. But basically you go invisible, go behind an enemy, and then you can kill him in one hit. Just read the description of the achievement, I don't know. Now, straight after that last achievement, we have a story progression related achievement. This is for visiting Podseer Coast. Now, this is a really important achievement because the map is essentially split into 2 halves. The bottom half is where we have now just unlocked, and that means we can go through the whole game and mop up anything we want. Nothing is now out of bounds or out of limits for us.
Imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented flu powder.
Now, with the map unlocked, like I said, we can mop some stuff up, so we do just that. We do the final broom races. There's only 3 of them, but the 3rd was in the second half of the map. Next we unlocked all the Flu Flames. Now I haven't previously mentioned these, but these are the way of fast travelling around the map, similar to something like a Mark of Grace in Elden Ring. And finally we get all the Demiguise statues. These first appeared during a mini quest and they gave us the ability to open locks. As there aren't many of them in the game, I decided to finish them off. We don't bother with any of the other collectibles right now though, as that's a mammoth task and we'll leave that for a later date. Now, the next 5 achievements we get are all story related, and like I said, I really don't want to spoil the story for people, so I'm going to rush through these in literally like 5 or 10 seconds. I'll show them pop, but close your eyes if you don't want to see anything happen, and I won't show the descriptions either. But at the end of this, we finish the main story. As we've progressed through the main story, we've done every single side quest we can as soon as we find them. Now in this game there are 3 different relationship lines that you work through, and fortunately you can do them all in one playthrough. For some reason all of these are locked behind like the final bit of the game, and as we've now finished the game itself we can now get these done. So straight away we do all 3 final missions for this and get 3 more story related achievements. That is all of the relationship lines done. Now there is one more final story related achievement at the end of the game. All you need to do is hit level 34 and you can trigger like the final cutscene. Don't worry, this is when the credits is rolling and the achievement pops, so nothing will be spoiled here. Mopping up the final miscellaneous achievements, the first one was to discover all Cairn dungeons. There are 5 of these in the game and I think you see either 2 or 3 from the main story, and the last ones you just need to discover yourself, but nice and easy, not hard at all. After this, we finally got the achievement for using ancient magic on every enemy. This is what I mentioned at the start of the game, but it literally took all the way into the end game just to get it done. Now like I said, I don't think it's got to be every enemy, just like a certain percentage. It's a bit like misworded, but it still took a very long time to get there. We finished off the final side quest at this point. I was missing one for ages, and whilst exploring for all the collectibles I finally found it, but this was an absolute nightmare to find. But we finally got that done and got another achievement under our belts. And the final achievement we get for a very long time is to breed every type of beast. Now I mentioned earlier about pets. There are something like 13 breeds of animal in the game that you can catch and put in your vivarium. If you have a male and female of the same species, you can put them in the breeding pen and after 30 minutes they'll have a baby. You need to do this for every breed to pop this achievement, and whilst it isn't hard, it is essentially time gated, but I made sure to start it early into my mop up of the game so I wasn't hanging around for 30 minutes for each pet at the very end of the game. Now onto the collection achievement. This is the real mammoth one in the game, and there is so many things you have to do to complete it. You need to get all 20 ancient magic hotspots, complete all 14 of the astronomy tables, fly through all 32 sets of balloons, find all of the collection chests. There's something like 155, and this includes the butterfly ones and the ones in your vivarium. You need to find all 150 Revelio field pages. There's 30 in Hogsmeade, 90 in Hogwarts, 30 in the Highlands. Complete all side quests and also complete all challenges. This includes things like killing all of the infamous foes and getting a set amount of kills on every single type of enemy in the game. Find all of the landing platforms, and so on. Really, this list goes on for a super long time and there is so much to do. Like I mentioned earlier, the in-game trackers for almost everything are like really brilliant, so it's actually quite easy to keep up to date, know exactly what you need, and not get too lost for the most part. Something else you need to buy a bunch of things from the shop to finish collections. Unfortunately, towards the end of the game, these get super expensive, so you have to grind for money as well on top of everything else.
£5 grand. So expensive. I sold 40 of my animals for that.
Now, as I mentioned, I sold loads of my animals to buy a single bloomin' broom. The reason I did that is because I realised towards the end of the game that I think one of the best money makers and one of the best ways to get quick cash is to catch animals and then sell them to the shop. Gotcha, bitch. Now, to be honest, I really didn't want to have to do this. I did feel bad and I was acutely aware of the impact I was having on the local wildlife.
Sorry guys, but needs must at the moment. I need my moolah for better things.
After many hours of grinding though, we were just about there. We did the last Merlin's trial, which got us an achievement. And then slightly afterwards from all the collectibles, we got enough experience to tick over to level 40 and also spend our final talent point.
And it's also the final talent point achievement, and it's also the last collectible in Hogsmeade.
Eventually we found our final collection chest and also our final field page.
That might be it, because one's apparently glitched. Maybe.
At this point in time, I just had to purchase a few items, and I was certain I had a perfect amount of puff skins to get it done properly. I headed off to the shop and sold them all, and then went to buy my final few things.
Oh, I guess that perfectly.
Okay, moment of truth. This is it. Let's all cross our fingers. 3 grand. Hit. Turns out I was completely wrong, so off we go to catch a few more puff skins before returning to the shop one final time.
Take your time looking about.
Okay, this is the moment of truth. Collections, I'm just missing 1 conjuration. Which hopefully
Curious mind like yours.
is this.
Nothing like finding just the right thing.
Oh, there we go. 0.13% of gamers complete all collections. Well, that's a big one. So that's a bit of stress gone. So that did take a long time. So you will see 45 hours on this save for that. But all I've got left is 3 achievements for the map room, and then we're done. With that done, we have just 3 achievements left, and we rush through both the Gryffindor and the Ravenclaw playthrough of the start of the game, leaving us with just 1 final partial playthrough to go. So this isn't the fastest of the map room runs, but it's not far off. And hopefully here, once I talk to this guy, there you go, the Aura's Apprentice. So there you go. A shame it didn't just show properly in the first place, but the last 3 achievements for the map room. Still only 0.15% of people have the collections. It's not actually right. It's about 50 hours. That's the final playtime. So main one's 45 hours something for 100%. And then all 3 of the runs afterwards were sub 2 hours. So 6 plus 45, 51. So a bit over 50 hours. Estimate is 60 to 80. I think if you take your time and properly enjoy it, and don't use a guide for any collectibles at the end, it's probably 60, 65. But honestly, enjoyed every minute, apart from the map runs again. But really, really good game. So there it is, guys. Like I said, it's probably around 50 hours. Obviously, the amount of information available wasn't great at the time because it's brand new. I think if you properly speedrun it and skip all of the cutscenes now, you could probably do it in like 40 hours. But if you take your time and really enjoy the game, which I think you should, then it's probably like 60 to 65, which sounds like quite a lot, but it's one of those games where it never really feels like a chore. So even with the 1,000+ collectibles, I still really enjoyed it. The game looks beautiful, the setting does really feel magical, and there's like a lot of mystery to it. All the characters have great personalities, and it really is just a blast to play through. In terms of difficulty, it's probably about a 3. You can play on any difficulty setting, nothing's missable, and the game does really hold your hand through the collectibles, which is really great as well. Now, I do think that everyone should play this game. That's why I purposely didn't spoil any of the story, because I just want people to get to enjoy it for themselves. And even though I'm not a Harry Potter fan, I just thought it was fantastic. So if you enjoy, guys, please let me know. If you're still playing the game now, then let me know as well. And for now, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers for watching, guys.